Welcome to Exotic Astrology, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a humble attempt from my side to pay tribute from astrology and our entire exotic astrology community to Zubeen Da, who is famously known as Zubeen Garg, who is unfortunately no more with us. He was the soul of Assam. He was the soul of every Assamese and maybe the people of Northeast also. So unfortunately, few days back, he left us and he's no more with us. And his death came like a surprise, which was like unprecedented. Like, I remember when I got the news, it was bad. Like, whoever gave me the news, i, I know what situation they were in. So today, this is a small humble attempt from my side to pay tribute to this great personality who not only played Asmi, sang Asmi songs or materialistic songs, but so many cultural songs, so many. Uh, there was so much love for the people of Assam. That's where from I come from, also from Guwahati. Of course, the investigation is still going on about what happened, how he died, what were the circumstances. We know why he left us, but the investigation is still going on, so I will refrain from commenting on it. So this video is a video to pay tribute to him from his chart to show you why he became the king of his profession. This is not a video where I will discuss his death or how he died and all this. Okay, I don't have the energy to do that today, at least not today. We may do it in the future, but please not today, at least not now. Okay, but why did he become so famous? Like, what was there in him that he had risen to such an exceptional level of fame, to such an extent that his his uh, his death, the ceremony, the cremation, that became the fourth largest gathering in the world, right? Unprecedented. I'm sure you must have seen the streets of Assam. It was fully closed the last 4 or 5 days. Everybody was mourning. There was no Hindu, there was no Muslim, there was no Christian, there was no Sikh, there was no Buddhist, there was no Jain. Everybody was anathemas. Everybody were mourning. Everybody was they people could not believe it. It was like shock. So let's see what made him famous at that level. Very, very, very important for students of astrology like you and me to understand. So I will now share the screen. And with this, my only attempt is to pay a small tribute to you, Zubinda. Wherever you are, be happy and bless everyone. Thank you. Okay, so this is the date of birth, 18 November 1971. In online, it's mentioned 72, but from my trusted sources, I have come to know it's not 72, it's 71. And I'll tell you why it cannot be 72. I'll also explain it here. And I also have the time. So 7:15 p.m. Uh, Tura, Meghalaya. That's the place. Okay. So there are other times also like 5 a.m. Some have some other times 12. I don't think that's possible. It has to be 12:15. I'll explain why. So first, I will explain the numerology, which means, first I will explain the date of birth alone. Okay. The date of birth is very special. So if you see his Mulang is number 9. And there are videos where, he has been speaking about the importance of number 9. So this is how the numbers work. Numerology is what basically astrology, right? The numbers, they represent planets. So he has already spoken about number 9. And if you see his Bhagya, Mulang, which is basic number, is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. Then Bhagyang is destiny. You add all these numbers, you get to 2. Now, you also write the individual numbers. What are individual numbers? Individual numbers means you write all the numbers present in the date of birth, you combine the numbers, but exclude the first 2 digits of the year. Okay. So if you exclude 1 and 9, what else remains? You see how many times 1 comes here: 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. 4 times 1 is coming except the 19. So we write 1 4 times. Then what is coming? Number 8 is coming 1. So we write the number 8. Then number 7 is coming. We write the number 7. Okay. Then in the collection, we combine all the numbers. So in the individual numbers, we now combine the basic number and the destiny number. So in the collection, we write 4 ones, 8 and 7. So you can see here 4, 1 and 8 and 7. This is coming from the individual numbers. And then this 2 and 9 are coming from the Mulang and the Bhagyang. Okay. So it is 4, 1, 9, 2, 7, 8. This is the complete collection. And in numerology, there is a combination 1 plus 2 minus 3 minus 6. Okay. So this is a very special yoga which shows the person can become king of his or her own profession. Okay. Now, this means the person must have 1 and 2, not either 1, not either 2. 1 and 2 both should be there in the collections. And you cannot have 3, nor can you have 6. If either 3 or 6 is there, this yoga will be nullified. Okay. So now the problem is if you take 1972, then the Bhagyang becomes 3. Okay. Then what happens is 1 and 2 will still be there because, suppose this becomes 2. So then in the individual numbers, you will get 1, 2 like this, and the Bhagyang will be 3. Okay. But then the problem is you won't get this Rajyo. Okay. And you may be thinking, who has this Rajyo? Well, Amitabh Bachchan ji has this. And we know he's the king of his profession, right? So if you see, you see he has 1, 2, his Bhagyank is 2, his destiny, sorry, his Mulank is 2, he's born on 11, then Bhagyank, the total is 1. Okay. Then Dilip Kumar Saab also, if you see his Mulank is 2, Bhagyank is 1. Then Kapil Sharma, the famous comedian, he's doing this Kapil Sharma show now, I'm sure you know him. So if you see his date of birth, he also has 1 and 2. Then Dr. B.V. Raman, also famous astrologer, 1 and 2 is there. But none of them have 3, nor do they have 6. Okay, so very, very, very powerful Raj Yoga. So this made him the king of his profession. So if 1972 is there, this cannot happen. Okay. All right. So that means the date of birth where he was born was exceptional. Now, number 9, Mulang number 9 means 9 is the number of Mars. So it means the person was extremely courageous, person was fearless. And we know Zubinda for his statements, right? Like fearless, like he would always stand up for people. Then number 2, Bhagyang. Bhagyang activates after the age of 30, destiny number. So 2 is the number of the moon. So 2 by it in itself shows singing and any creative work. Okay. But 2 will not show pop music and like foreign music or Bollywood or all this. It will show music from one's own culture and state. So he's famous. He's famously known for this song Ya Ali, which he sang outside of Assam, but inside Assam he's known for all the Assamese songs and so many, like thousands of songs he sang, right? So his Bhagyang cannot be 6, it has to be 2 because he's known more for his own culture. Okay. And apart from this, in the individual numbers, he has the number 8. 8 is the number of Saturn. So whoever has 8 will love to donate. He was madly donating for people. We know about it, right? And of course, we have the number 7. So he loved to travel. And of course, this unfortunate incident also occurred when he was traveling, of course, to Singapore. Okay, so he has the number 1. Number 1 is the number of the sun. That also shows name and fame. 1 and 9, they show the person is very bold, courageous, very confident. Number 2 shows the person is very human. The person is a sweet talker, great singer. Number 8 shows the person loves to do charity. Number 7 also shows the person loves to Yeah, yeah, do what he likes actually, okay, which is of course singing. And in numerology there are other Raj Yogas also. So 2, 7 and 9, these three are also present in his date of birth. And apart from this, the most important is the 1, 2 without 3, without 6. Okay, so I hope this makes things clear. Okay, so that means now we know the date of birth is exceptional, but so many people are born in this day, right? Not everybody will become like Zubeen Garg. So what is there in his date of birth that we need to see? So now I will share his horoscope, exceptionally powerful horoscope. Okay, so again, 12:15 p.m. Tura, Meghalaya. That's the time and place. Okay. So now, if you see what is going on, his basic number is 9, which is Mars again, which is in the Lagna. Very, very, very powerful position. Exceptionally powerful. Mars in Lagna, very strong. Now, this is in the sign of Aquarius. Yeah, so can make the person a bit angry sometimes. And we know he used to get angry sometimes. And he was very bold, very confident. He was like, yes, he never used to fear anyone. Okay, so in a way, this is good, can be challenging at times, but nonetheless. Next is his Bhangyang, which is the destiny number is 2. So we have the moon. Moon, yeah, it is in debility and also in Dikshunya. This means the person will be very emotional at times, okay? But the person will use this emotion to do something big in career, which is the 10th house. Okay. Then if you see what is going on, the chart has too many planets in the 10th house. So 10th house, as I always keep saying, is the house of name, fame, power, position, authority. Everybody knows the 10th house. Then, as I always say in the massive wealth videos, there has to be there has to be linkage between the first house, 10th house, 11th house. The lords of these houses or the houses, planets in these houses connecting with each other. So if you see what is going on, Lagna Lord is Saturn. Saturn is very powerfully placed in a Kendra and aspecting the 10th house from the 4th house. So that means the Lagna Lord is very powerful, which means the person will have a lot of discipline. Number two, what is happening in the 10th house? Who is the 10th Lord? If you see, 10th Lord is Mars, right? Scorpio is lorded by Mars. And where is Mars placed? Guess what? Yes, you know, in the first house itself, right? So 10th Lord is coming to the Lagna, which means like name fame is coming to him. People are coming and telling him, please sing for us. Then 11th house. 11th house is empty, but where is the 11th Lord? 11th Lord is Jupiter placed in the 10th house, aspected by the Lagna and Lagna Lord and aspecting the Lagna Lord. So Lagna Lord and 11th Lord, Jupiter, Saturn, they are mutually aspecting each other. One in the 4th, one in the 10th, both in the Kendra. Very, very, very powerful positions. Okay. Extremely powerful. Okay, so Surya is in Digbal here. Surya, as you know, is 7th Lord in the 10th. Like people are crazy. Like people lose their minds when he sings. Then of course there is Venus, there is Mercury. Venus is like yeah, Venus is that star vibe. Okay, it's like you're a star. Sun is the royal vibe. You are like a king, but Venus is the star, and Mercury is money, of course. Okay, but please be aware these planets, 5 planets in the 10th house, they are in the sign of Scorpio. So this will be very deep. It will be like extremely it will touch people's hearts. Okay, it's very, very, very deep. All right, then you see the Navamsa chart. So if you see the Navamsa chart, when Vishti Larsenji had come to my channel, he had mentioned that if moon is in the Navamsa trines, then the person can be good at singing. This could be one of the traits. So guess what? Who is present in the 9th house of the Navamsa? Moon is there, right? So that means this has to be the correct time. Then if you see Lagna Lord Jupiter is in the Lagna. Lagna Lord of the Navamsa is in the Lagna. Very, very, very powerful position, aspecting Saturn and Moon also, right? Now, Saturn is in debility in the fifth house. This can show there is a bit of unpredictability at times, okay, which was also the case. Sometimes he would come and say, "Oh, I will not sing. I don't feel like singing today." That could be the case because Saturn is also the Lagna Lord of the Lagna chart, right? Saturn is Lord of the Divan, so very important planet. And if you see the 10th Lord of the Navamsa chart, which is Mercury, has gone to the second house with an exalted Mars in Capricorn, and also with Venus. So Venus, Mercury, Mars. So Mars, Venus will show, many men and also many women, female fans. Okay. Mars will also show males, and Mercury will show people in general, youngsters primarily. Okay. All right. So very, very, very powerful chart. There are a lot of other things. I can go to nakshatras, like moon is in Anuradha nakshatra. So full of devotion. When he would sing, it is like, it's like, yeah, people's hearts would be touched. Okay. So very powerful chart. But at the same time, too many planets in Scorpio. So this can mean sometimes, you have some habits which ideally you should not have. Okay. Especially with, drinks and all this at times could be. But nonetheless, all these planets are in the 10th house. So they are exceptionally powerful to give name and fame. That is guaranteed. Now, if you see his Dasha, so this is the Dasha. So Jupiter Antar Dasha. If you see Venus and Jupiter, Jupiter is an important planet here. Jupiter is the Badhak. Can you see this? Jupiter is the 11th lord because for movable ascendants, the 11th house is the Badhak, right? So there are no planets in the 11th house, but the 11th lord will act like Badhak. Now, Badhak does not necessarily kill you at times, but has the potential rather. Again, we cannot predict death. We can, but it's very, very, very difficult. So this is not an agenda to show that anybody who has Badhak Dasha will die. That's not the goal here. But whenever there is death, three planets have to be associated somehow or the other. The planet in the Badhaka house, which in this case does not exist, or the Badhakesh, and the Lagna Lord and Saturn, because Saturn is the natural significator of death. So now what is happening here? Venus, Jupiter is going on. So Saturn is the Lagna Lord. So, and Jupiter is also the Badhakesh, right? And they are mutually aspecting each other. And Saturn itself is Saturn. So all three conditions are satisfied in this. An interesting thing, if you see this dasha, Mercury Venus, Mercury Jupiter. This period is also the period October 2001 to October to January 2024 or 20 January 2004. Okay, October 2001 to January, end of January 2004. This is also the period where his sister also died, unfortunately. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. But yeah, whenever Jupiter is involved, there is some karma which is coming. Okay, and if you see Jupiter here is in Jyeshtha nakshatra again. So yeah, people are talking. What is going on? There's something fishy. How can a person die like this? Anyways, I will not get into that. The investigation is going on. But nonetheless, the agenda of this video, as I said, is to pay tribute to this great personality and his exceptionally strong horoscope. So we saw he has the Raj Yoga in his date of birth, and his Lagna 10th and 11th. They are all linked together. Okay. All right. You can also go to his divisional charts. If you want, you can also comment below. Very, very, very powerful. Everything is good about his horoscopes. Okay. Again, if you see his Dashamsa chart, Saturn is in debility. Now, that means he came, his singing and all this, he did from very humble beginnings. Of course, humble beginning does not mean he did not get any help, but yeah, it is like you are starting everything from from scratch. But at the same time, here also, Saturn is the 10th lord and the 11th lord. So name fame is again coming to him. Just like we saw Mars 10th lord in Lagna in the D1 chart, here also 10th lord and 11th lord Saturn is in the Lagna. Here also you have a debilitated Jupiter in the 10th house and exceptionally powerful 11th house. So many planets. So if you see, there are again 5 planets here in the first, 10th, and 11th. Right. So very, very, very powerful chart. And yes, I have also seen the chart at the time of his passing away. The chart is quite good. So I'm very sure he has obtained a higher destination. So Zubinda, wherever you are, may God bless you and please bless us all. And in the comment section, I would really encourage you, request you, insist you, beseech you, please shower your blessings for him and the people of Assam. Joy Ayokho.